Hello, dear students. I think all of you are doing good. And myself, Alamg Chaudhary, lecturer, Department of English, Chittagong College, Chittagong, would like to hold this recorded class for you belonging to 12th class. At the very outset, I would like to recollect our esteemed principal sir, Professor M. Mujibul Haq Chaudhary, and our vice principal sir, Professor M. Mujahidul Islam Chaudhary, our head of the Department of English, M. Mujibur Rahman sir, our course coordinator, Professor M. Khajimuddin sir, assistant course coordinator, Subhash sir, and also my esteemed colleagues of our college and my dear students of our college also. This is my third class on preposition. Beforehand, I took 2 classes on prepositions. Today, I would like to drag this class to an end. Ever since you have been studying English, you are very much familiar with prepositions, and preposition actually has had a very all-embracing effect on teaching, learning, experience, on structural pattern of English, on syntax, on writing, on reading, and on the totality of the language. So its range is so wide that it's well impossible for me to mark an end of this class, even though I will have more classes with you. That's why I think it's better for me to mark a close of this class today. And already I have conflated many elements from different issues, from different corners. And I think by the time all of you are familiar with many things on preposition, I have located and I have shown many prepositions, their motions, their activities. I have done prepositional activities on my 2 consecutive classes, and I think if you have had internalized all these issues, I think you are capable of solving different difficult problems. And prepositions in matters of language serve many linguistic purposes. That's why I have undertaken to discuss these wide-ranging issues so that you may be benefited or you get benefit from this class. And as a sequence of earlier classes, today I would like to introduce some more issues on prepositions. These are given on the slides, and if you have had a glimpse of the slide, then everything will be clear to you. Actually, after studying the preposition, you will be able to recognize prepositions and their objects. Then recognize prepositional phrases and state that they are composed of prepositions and their objects. Use prepositions and prepositional phrases infallibly in sentences. Then, my dear students, today I would like to discuss first of all over. Beforehand, I have discussed many such like prepositions earlier in my earlier classes. So here over means as a covering. Here an example is given. She put a blanket over the sleeping child. In my earlier classes, I told you that she put a blanket on the sleeping child. In both the cases, we can use over and on. Then above somebody or something, they held a large umbrella over her. Then a lamp was hanging over the table. And then from one side to other or across something, there is a bridge over the river. Then they ran over the grass and they had a good view over the park. Then on the opposite side of something. So over is used as on opposite side of something. He lives over the road. Then that means he lives on the opposite side of the building. Then to cross something and be on other side. Example, he climbed over the wall. All over, in, or on all, or most parts of something. Snow is fall all over the country. They have traveled all over the world. More than a particular time, amount, cost, etc. The book has been sold over 3 million copies. I stayed in India for over a month. He is over 60, or he has been over 60. Then as authority, over is actually used as authority. He ruled over a great empire. Akbar ruled over Mughal empire. During something, we will discuss it over lunch. So over is used during something like we will discuss it over lunch. She has not much changed over the years. Then concerning something or about something, an argument over money, then using something as examples. We heard it over the radio. She wouldn't tell me over the phone louder than something. I couldn't hear what it said over the noise of the truck. Then, dear students, notice on the slide, verbs plus prepositions followed by gerund. Here we see approve of. Approve of means give sanction to. Here I can cite some examples. My mother doesn't approve of me leaving school this year. And in another way, my mother doesn't approve of my leaving school this year. So you can tell or write this sentence on two ways. The first one, approve of me leaving school. Then approve of my leaving. Then be better off. Be better off means in a more fortunate condition or in a favorable condition. It is better off staying at home in corona pandemic. Or it is better off staying at home in rough weather. Then, my dear students, count on. Count on means trust somebody to do something, or depend on or bank on. Many people count on having jobs for life, or many people depend on having jobs for life. Then rely on. Rely on means same, depend on. Depend on. Rely on means depend on. And elderly person or elderly parents heavily rely on their older child or older children, older sons during their critical time. And again, elderly persons rely on getting help from elders, from people who are capable of doing services. Then succeeding. Who is succeeding having better jobs? Then think about or think of a saying, dear students, think about or think of means to consider doing something or contemplate. Say I am thinking of or thinking about changing my job. Again, I am thinking over, I am thinking of or about coping with the new situation. Then think over. My dear student, think over means to consider something carefully. I am thinking over passing the exams. Then again, I am thinking over doing my future course of action. And then worry about. Worry about means be concerned or be anxious. I worry about coping with the new situation. I worry about coping with my new job. Then be better off. Be better off means in a very favorable or fortunate condition. It is better off staying at home in corona pandemic. Here, I think this is a repetition. I told you about better off earlier. Then the following expressions contain the preposition to. The word to in these expressions must not be confused with the to in the infinitive. These verb preposition expressions must also be followed by the gerund. Say, object to, look forward to, confess to. Uh, so, dear students, we sometimes use look forward to. Say, I am looking forward to receiving in the airport with a view to. I have gone there with a view to receiving my friend. I have gone to the market with a view to buying shop necessaries. Then I object to again. I object to making such acerbic comments. I confess to doing criminal activities. So these verb preposition expressions must not be followed by the gerund. Must also be followed by the gerund. I told you the examples: object to, look forward to, confess to, am used to, am accustomed to, get used to, got used to. Get used to, say I am getting used to driving a car. Again, if I say I get used to driving a car. I get used to studying English at late night, and I never get used to telling lies. So these verb preposition expressions are always followed by gerund. And then come to the next slide. Adjectives plus prepositions followed by the gerund. Adjectives plus prepositions followed by the gerund. The following adjectives plus prepositions are also followed by the gerund. Say, accustomed to, afraid of, capable of, fond of, intent on, interested in, successful in, tired of. Dear student, accustomed to, this is an adjective. So adjective to, you never confuse to with infinitive. Then adjective plus prepositions. When adjective prepositions, when there is an adjective preposition, then the sentence, the sentence will be followed by the gerund. So I am accustomed to driving a car. So I am accustomed to reading newspaper. I am accustomed to reading novel. I am accustomed to reading a novel in a month. Then afraid of. We are afraid of corona pandemic. We are afraid of getting rid of corona pandemic. And then capable of. We are capable of doing many difficult activities. Then fond of. I am fond of eating sweets. I am fond of. I am fond of telling. I am fond of eating biryani. I am fond of riding a car. I am fond of visiting new areas. Then intent on. My dear student, showing a strong interest. Intent on means showing a strong interest. And his intent on or upon destroying my reputation. That means he has a strong intention to destroy my reputation. The sentence is his intent on or upon destroying my reputation. Then interested in. He is interested in writing essays. He is interested in writing novels. He's interested in writing poetry. He's interested in hearing music at late night. He is interested in dancing. He is interested in composing poems. Then, my dear student, successful in. He is not successful in making much money. He is not successful in being money-rich. Then, tired of. My dear student, tired of, the meaning of tired of is sick of, fed up, boring, disgusted. And so I am tired of hearing this monotonous sound. This sound is monotonous. I am hearing it again and again. That's why I'm tired of hearing. So I'm tired of hearing this monotonous sound. Monotonous because it is repeatedly or it is very recurrent. And then nouns plus prepositions followed by the gerund. Here, nouns plus prepositions followed by the gerund. Here we see choice of excuse for, intention of, method for, possibility of, reason for, then method for again, method for here written 2 times. So choice of noun, here choice is noun, nouns plus prepositions of followed by gerund. That means noun phrase is always followed by gerund. If say choice of, I have no choice of having good career in life. I have no choice of being magistrate. I have no choice of being a diplomat. I have no choice of making excessive money. I have no choice of passing with brilliant result. Then excuse for. He is always making an excuse for being late. Then intention of. I have no intention of destroying his image. Then method for. Method of or method for. A particular, the meaning of method of or method for is a particular way of doing something. It is a new method of solving the problem. Then this is the best method for teaching English. Then, my dear student, possibility of something might exist or happen, but not certain. That means something might happen or exist, but we are not sure, or this is not certain. This is like as likely as not, or possibility. Then there is a strong possibility of raining today because of heavy clouds, dark cloud. That's why we think that today heavy downpouring or heavy rainfall. So there is a strong possibility of raining today. Then, dear students, a reason for. Reason for means a rational motive, ground, cause. I have no particular reason for doubting him. And method for also we can double. Then anytime a preposition is followed directly by a verb, anytime a preposition is followed directly by a verb, the verb will be in the gerund form. Examples. After leaving the party, Ali drove home. He should have stayed in Chittagong instead of moving to Dhaka during this COVID pandemic. Then, my dear students, come to the next slide. Here, phrase prepositions. And dear students, phrase prepositions, you are familiar or exposed to these prepositions in your everyday life. A group of words used with the force of single preposition. The following examples are given as of, at, from, or until a specified time. The newly introduced law will take effect as of 1st December 2020. Then as to. As to means for, about, according to, in proportion. In proportion means সুসামঞ্জস্যপূর্ণ, in due proportion. Now, I am at a loss as to how to explain the error. Then the apples have been graded as to size and color. Then as per consistent in accordance with. Henceforth, I will work on as per instructions. Henceforth means from this onward, I will work on as per instructions. Then by dint of, by means of, because of, he succeeded by dint of perseverance. Then owing to means because of, owing to illness, he retired from the service. Then in order to means to, or so as to. We read in order to learn. And then on, or in behalf of. In behalf is rarely used. We are always used to using on. So we can use both in behalf of or on behalf of. That means speaking or acting, or as acting as a representative of. He spoke out at the meeting on behalf of the students. Then in spite of. In spite of means despite or notwithstanding. In spite of its extreme poverty, he continued his study. And then in the event of, if something happens. In the event of an accident, call this number. Then instead of means in lieu of. Instead of taking, instead of talking, prove your work by doing something. Then, dear students, here the next slide, the difference between adverbs and prepositions. Some words are used sometimes as adverbs and sometimes as prepositions. A word is a preposition when it governs a noun. Again, a word is a preposition when it governs a noun or a pronoun. Then it is an adverb when it doesn't. If an adverb never governs a noun or pronoun, but a preposition is always governed a noun or pronoun. And here examples are given which are preposition and which are adverbs. Go and run about, adverb. Has he come in? Then let us move on. Then his father arrived soon after. Then I have not seen him since. All these are adverbs. Then preposition. Don't loiter about the street. They are about is between loiter and the street, so it governs the noun. And then is he in his room? The book is the book lies on the table. So on makes a relationship between lies and the table. And then after a month he returned. Then he rules over a vast empire. So over connects rule and a vast empire. So in case of preposition, it always governs both a noun and pronoun. Or it may govern a noun or a pronoun. But in case of adverb, it never governs a preposition, a noun or pronoun. Then, dear students, comes to next. Let us come to the next slide. Difference between preposition and conjunction. When we use a preposition that is followed by a clause, it functions as a conjunction. When we use a preposition that is followed by a noun, and this is followed by a noun phrase, it is states as a pronoun preposition. Among the most common are after, as, before, since, until. Examples: after. After I had met him last night, I texted his sister at once. This is conjunction. Then, after the meeting last night, I texted his sister at once. This is preposition. We will just have to wait until they decide what to do. This is conjunction. Then, okay, we will wait here until 6 o'clock. This is preposition. So here, dear students, preposition is always followed by a clause. Sorry, when we use a preposition that is followed by a clause, it functions as a conjunction. And when we use a preposition that is followed by a noun phrase, it is states as a preposition. Among the most common are after, as, since, before, until. So let's come to the next slide. Dear students, in my previous class, I have told you kinds of prepositions: simple, compound, phrase, participle, discussed prepositions. So, if you look back to your last class, then you will come up with these kinds of prepositions: simple, compound, phrase, participle. And I think you will have a glimpse of this, and everything will be clear to you. So, for the time constraint, I am unable to direct upon the subject. And if I am able to glean more about preparation, I will do so. And I think to shove off monotony, I will, in my next class, discuss another thing. So stay fine, my dear students. Hope for the best.